Faridah, could you first of all please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Faridah Noor. I'm an associate professor at the University of Malaysia. Right now, I'm also heading the e-culture working group for APEN, Asia Pacific Advanced Network, as well as the Malaysian Research and Education Network.
So you've been talking today about an interesting cultural preservation project about masks. Could you tell us what that's about?
Okay, the masks are actually wooden masks carved by a small group of indigenous people, the Mahmari people from Carey Island. So the aim of the project is actually first to digitize the masks. We have 111 of them at the Museum of Asian Arts based in the University of Malaya. And then the other part is actually to collect the stories behind each mask, the oral tradition.
So they're the stories about how the masks were
The stories are actually about the origin of the mask.
Oh,
so
right.
each mask has got a different name. They're called moyang, meaning spirit. And there are three categories of mask stories, based on humans, based on animals, and based on spirits. So each mask is, if it is carved for a person, it is sort of custom made based on what your needs are. And the masks traditionally are used to ward away evil, and then they use three of the masks actually for dance performance. But today they are actually also carved for commercial purposes. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so where do you see the project going next, and what's the computational infrastructure? How's that developing for you?
Okay, we've done the groundwork, we've collected the stories, and then what we're doing now is, in terms of the oral tradition, we'd like the covers to tell the stories in their own language, the Mahmari language. Based on how they tell the stories, we will have the Malay version and the English version, and we wish to put it up in the storytelling portal that I presented today. Apart from that, in November we have a showcase. We would like to actually have all the masks and the stories projected in a secular kind of 3D version, and when you touch on the mask you'll get the stories and you can choose the versions that you want. But other than that, of course, our university would like us to publish, and we have a book coming out on the collection of the whole 60 stories that we have collected. Unfortunately, we were not able to collect all stories because the covers themselves have sort of lost the stories. So the covers that I interviewed are the third generation covers. There's only one person left, and he also does not recall all the stories now. Yeah.
So it's important to preserve this data, obviously, from this example. Can you tell us about the showcase event? Is that going to have a launch event in November?
Yes, yeah. In November what we plan to do is to launch it at the museum. There's a gallery there as well. And what we want is actually to have a circular kind of, what do you call that? A screen. Circular screen. I think it's in Hong Kong or something. And then based on that, we'll have it all projected. So people who come can wear the 3D glasses, and they can touch on the screen being projected, and out will come the 2D and the 3D version. We have decided on 20 selected masks because we can't do for all. And hopefully we'll be able to actually have the stories retold in 3 languages.
That sounds so fascinating. Faridah, thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks.
Thank you, my pleasure.